Hello, Jai Hind friends. Welcome to the online lecture series of Employability Skills and Development. Myself, Assistant Professor Mr. V.R. Vadekar from Department of Electronics and Telecommunication from Matoshi College of Engineering and Research Center, Nasik, affiliated to Savitribai Phule, Pune University. So we are discussing Module 1, that is understanding self and soft skills. So let's understand with our today's video. Before starting our today's lecture, let's have a quick revision. Last lecture, we have studied about soft skills versus hard skills. What are the important sets of hard skills? Then we have learned about pros of soft skills, how to start with your soft skills. And today we are going to see introspection method. Well, introspection, it is a method of self-observation. The word intro means within and spection mean looking. Hence, it is a method where an individual is looking within oneself. Mr. Stout consider that to introspect is to attend to the working of one's own mind in a systematic way. Introspect is considered as looking inward. So in introspection, the individual peeps into his own mental state and observes his own mental process. It is the oldest method to collect data about the conscious experience of the subject. It is a process of self-examination where one perceives and analyzes and reports one's own feelings. For example, suppose you are happy and in the state of happiness, you look within yourself. And it is said, you are introspecting your own mental feelings and examine what is going on in your mental process in the state of happiness. So similarly, you can introspect yourself in the state of anger and fear. So introspection is also defined as the notice which the mind takes of itself. So there are three clear stages of introspection. First is during the observation of external object or the person begins to ponder over his own mental state. For example, while listening to music, which is to him pleasant or unpleasant, he starts thinking about his own mental state. Second is, the person begins to question the working of his own mind. He thinks and analyzes that why has he said such or such things? Why has he talked in a particular manner? And so on. And third, he tries to frame the laws and conditions of the mental process. He thinks in terms of improvement of his reasoning or the control of his emotional stages. This stage helps in the advancement of our scientific knowledge. So what are the characteristics of introspection methods? Well, the subject gets direct, immediate and intuitive knowledge about the mind. The subject has actually to observe his own mental process. He can't speculate about them. Next, it is considered unscientific and not in keeping in psychology, which has recently emerged out as a positive science. And however, it is still being used by psychologists, and though its importance is being questioned, it is not totally discarded. What are the merits of introspection method? It is the cheapest and the most economical method of studying behavior. We don't need any apparatus or laboratory for its use. And this method can be used anytime, anywhere. You can introspect while walking, traveling, sitting on a bed, and so on. And it is the easiest method and readily available to an individual. And the introspection data is first hand as the person himself examines his own activities. It has generated research which gradually leads to the development of the more objective methods, and it is still used in all experimental investigation. It is the only method with the help of which an individual can know his emotions and feelings. Now, what are the limitations of introspection method? Well, in introspection, one needs to examine one's mental process carefully in the form of feelings, thought, and sensation. The rate of one's mental process, it is continuously changing. So, therefore, when one concentrates on introspecting a particular phase of one's mental activity, that phase passes off. For example, when you get angry at some times and afterwards sit down to introspect calmly, the state of anger is sure to have passed off. So, what you try to observe is not what is happening at that time with yourself. So, but what had happened sometimes before. Second, the data collected by the introspection can't be verified. An individual can't pass through the same mental state again. There is no independent way to check the data. Next, the data collected through introspection, it lacks validity and reliability. It is impossible to acquire validity and exactness in self-observation of one's own mental process. The data collected by introspection is highly subjective. It has a danger of being biased and influenced by the preconceptions of the individual. And last, the observer and the observed are the same, and hence there is an ample scope for the individual to lie deliberately and hide the facts to mislead others. So, what's the conclusion? Well, the limitations of the introspection can be overcome by practice and by training, and by remaining alert during introspection and by comparing results obtained by experts. So guys, we have seen what is introspection, what are the introspection methods, what are its pros and limitations of it, and how to overcome it. In next module, we are going to see SWOT analysis. So thank you very much, friends, for being with us.